I'm Larry Cochran, president of Cochran's Lumber and Millwork. I've started a project of art. We call it Just for the Art of It. We live here in Clark County in Berryville, Virginia. I have a 35-acre plot of land. Actually, there's three family members that each have around 35 acres, and we all are connected and bought a piece of property and cleaned it up. I started turning, the first time we started a business, Cochran's Lumber and Millwork, just my brother and I. Everybody worked in wood at our home because I grew up on a dairy farm, and most dairy farms have to do everything. You have to fix your tractors and make your hay wagons and build. You just had to know how to do a little bit of everything. So my dad had a wood lathe, and I used to go in. I can remember as really young of going down in the basement where the lathe was, and he would be turning stuff. And I got interested, and so I was like, I like woodworking. Woodworking is nice. It's neat because we had a dairy farm, and anything's better than milking cows. So I was like, how am I going to get out of here? How am I going to get out of this? So woodworking seemed like the route to go. Prior to all of that, prior to even thinking of starting a business, I had a lot of interest in art. My mom and dad were really big at encouraging you to do things, to learn to, whether it's fish or tie flies or turning lamps, anything. Well, we had some friends that came up every Friday night and had popcorn with us, and the lady was a very good artist. So she taught me art every Friday night. So I'd have to go and started off with acrylics, and I'd have to do my paintings, and then she would critique it and show me different brush strokes and different ideas and what colors you put down first and all that. She told me once that when I was painting, she said if you dip the brush in the wrong paint color and you make a stroke with it, don't fix it. So that's art happening. So I turn every piece myself, everything from sawing the piece of wood out to all of the steps that I have to go through. There's a lot of work to it. You take a piece of wood that's about 16 inches long, looks like a little chunk of firewood, and then you kind of start looking at it. You set it up one way and you turn it over and set it up another way. Sometimes I want the piece to have an angle to it instead of being perfectly straight up. If it has a twist to it or something, then I try to imagine what the outcome is going to be. It's potentially dangerous. I've had them fly across the room, bust a hole in the drywall. I've had them hit my mask. I use a full face shield and throw it across the room. So it's exciting. No two pieces, there is no way that you could turn two pieces that are exactly the same. They just don't. On the bottom, I always sign it. I'll put the date that I turned it, and I'll try to put what it is. Most of the time, I do know. Sometimes I'll put on there, I do not have a clue. That's just the way it is. If you don't know, you don't know. If you do know, you do know. Most all of our wood comes from right here on the property, the raw material that I use to turn with. I do have a lot of friends that know what I need or what I'm looking for that also come here with some chunks of wood. I got guys that carry it here all the way from Missouri. I use mostly the Osage orange fence posts. I use locust fence posts. They're very similar to the Osage orange. The large cherry hackberry, which is a tree that does a nice job of spalting. Cherry, walnut, a good bit of walnut. Mostly stuff that will spalt well. Lots of wood. So I get it everywhere. There's plenty out there. Yeah, I'm Larry Cochran, and I turn all of the bowls and all of the trees, all the urns. I turn every bit, salad bowls, platters, anything I can think of to turn. I do it all myself. People ask me why I do it just for the art of it.